Hello, my name is Andrew, and today I'm going to be reading from a speech I prepared a few days ago. Uh, it's basically about my journey of self improvement, and I'm hoping maybe it can inspire and motivate some of you guys as well to search within yourself to kind of find the answers to all your problems. Maybe some techniques to help you through the day, if you run into any rough patches or anything like that. So let's dive into it here and, just bear with me. It's my first time making a video, so let's get started. What has my journey through life taught me so far? I've learned the importance of looking back on past mistakes and failures, not to dwell on them, not to force myself to relive the pain, the embarrassment, or the grief, but to learn. I found that looking back and searching for the place and time that determine the outcome of the situation can lead to a great opportunity to educate myself on how to notice and deal with the situation if I ever come across it again. The knowledge we retain from ourselves because we choose to walk away or forget about it could absolutely be life changing for the better. In order to understand why things happen to us, we have to understand ourselves first. We have to understand our habits, our reactions, and our emotional responses. What is it we do to get ourselves in these positions over and over again? Do we ignore our gut feeling or the warning signals? Do we just act first and think later? Do we easily get frustrated or sad when things don't go the way we expected them to? Do we dive into a defensive or defeated mind state when we fail at something? This is where I started my journey. My response to failure was poorly executed. I would frequently get defeated and want to give up as soon as things didn't go the way I wanted them to or expected them to. I would fail, but not only would I fail, I would starve myself from accepting any lessons that would be provided to me if I had taken the time to search within myself for the answers to my problems to begin with. I would overanalyze all the negativity and put my energy into beating myself down or throwing myself a pity party, blaming everything and everyone else for my circumstances, and by doing that, I would use it as a way to opt out of searching for the truth. Not only was it unfair to me, it was unfair to the people around me. You see, it's so easy to talk yourself into depression and into self hatred, sabotaging your emotions and stunting your growth as a human that is honestly alarming. But the same mind that can put you into such a dark place can also pick you up and allow you to accomplish anything you put your mind to. And that's just it, whatever you put your mind to. We all have the ability to speak and think what we want into existence. Unfortunately, we often choose to speak in the negativity. We are often infatuated with how we look in the eyes of our peers, whether that be physically or intellectually, when in reality, everyone is thinking the same thing about themselves. We are all walking around thinking people are judging our every move when at the end of the day, everyone is just worrying about themselves. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be upset, sad, angry, tired, or lose control sometimes. It's okay to be a human. These are just feelings. They don't define who you are as a person, and understanding that is critical for the growth of your mental health and acceptance of yourself as a whole. Once you learn to control your emotions and your emotional response to a situation, you can then start to change the world around you. For example, if you start having a negatively invasive thought that you know deep down is nonsense, and you can catch it and tell yourself, I know that this information is false, and if I continue to go down this path, my mind is going to overanalyze something that is most likely not what it seems or as bad as it seems. And all I'm going to do is generate a negative thought response for myself. One of the most helpful strategies you can teach yourself is to notice when these thoughts are produced and choose how to react to them instead of automatically reacting to them. It does take a lot of self discipline and a lot of practice. You may not recognize it immediately at first, but recognizing it in general is a good place to start. A lot of people are unaware that we are capable of choosing our feelings and understanding that our feelings do not define who we are as people. We are not sad, but we feel sad. We are not angry, but we feel angry, and so on and so on. Another good habit to form that I have learned and has given me so much clarity would be to let go of the day. At night when you're laying in bed, no matter how bad of a day it has seemed to be, you just have to let it go. Not only does carrying on the negativity from the day affect your sleep, which is essential to mental and physical recovery, it affects the next day. You see, accepting that the day is done and then you can't change how the day went, but you can change how the day ends, can be liberating in the sense that even though some things were out of your control, you have the control to end it and ease the mind. I have practiced this day after day, and it has significantly increased the quality of sleep that I get, as well as the amount of sleep that I get. Once you have the ends of your days under control, it then opens up the opportunity to take control of how your next day starts. By letting go of the past, you are able to focus on what's important for the day ahead. Don't drag yesterday's problems into the present. These are no longer the same obstacles anymore. You have a fresh mind, a new view, and the opportunity to a new approach. Even if they are related to the past day's issues, they are still new obstacles, and yesterday's response doesn't affect how you can respond to the present. The first 5 minutes of your day are crucial to the attitude you will proceed through the day with, and reflecting on negative aspects of your life as soon as you open your eyes will absolutely be no help to your well being. I know that it's a hard thing to do, as I've done it myself for years, waking up and instantly thinking of debts, arguments, setbacks, failures, or even an overloaded to do list for the day afoot. So much that I'd often find myself getting sick. It's not always easy to wake up positive or to wake up knowing that you have the ability to choose your first thoughts manually. Throw on your favorite song when you wake up, change your wake up routine. For example, I went out and purchased myself some smart LED lights for my bedroom. I downloaded the app required to control the settings to them. I set a timer for the lights to turn on the same time as my alarm, and I adjusted the brightness a little lower than normal just to simulate the ominous glow from the sun rising as it stays dark pretty late in the mornings during Canadian winters. I also set my alarm to a gentle and calming tone, so right there, I've taken the time to choose how I would like to wake up each and every morning. No chaos, no reason for me to roll over and fall back asleep because I now have illuminated room to wake up to. I also choose to wake up a little earlier than normal so I have enough time to meditate and practice my self affirmations. Now, what I do works for me, and I don't expect it to work for everyone, but just put some thought into how you could seize the day from the very start. Find what you believe is calming, relaxing, empowering, and positive to you, and try starting your day with it. Understand what makes you operate in a positive and productive manner. Understanding yourself is a skill that not many of us take enough time to work on. And I'm not talking about understanding what we like and what we don't like, because we already know that, well, at least from what we've experienced so far. I'm talking about understanding your actions, your language, including your body language and love language, understanding others, understanding that life isn't a competition between who had worse days or who's more tired. Understanding starts with yourself. If you don't understand who you are, how could you expect yourself to understand someone else when they look to you for compassion, empathy, and advice? Take some time to reflect on who you aspire to be. Look at where you are and where you want to be. Look at what it's going to take, and understand that it is your actions, your attitude, and your decisions that are going to get you there. It's no one else's responsibility to get you where you want to be besides your own. That doesn't mean you can't ask for advice or guidance. That just means it's up to you to take the information and apply it in a manner that is going to offer you the results you seek. Something else we must stop doing is lying to ourselves. Every day we lie to ourselves, and one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves that prevents us from our full potential is, I can't find the time, or I don't have the time. By saying those 5 words, we automatically submit the opportunity to do the things we need to do to accomplish our goals. We can't find the time simply because the time isn't missing. There are 24 hours in a day, every day. The problem isn't the time. The problem is either your efficiency or the pointless tasks you choose to do that obscure your mind from the goals you want to achieve. You'll never find the time, you can only make the time. You have to look at what's truly important to you and make sacrifices. Do you know what you could accomplish in the hour or two that you spend on your phone every day if you gave it your entire undivided attention? If you put all your effort into doing something that will positively and respectfully impact your life? Have you ever voluntarily done something that you've deemed as boring, that is essential to your growth as a person, and that is essential to your bigger picture? You have to look at things you need to do and not associate them entirely with boredom or too much effort. No matter what it is you're doing, there's always going to be parts that you don't like and parts that you do like. So instead of pouring all your focus into the parts you dislike, try focusing on the parts that are enjoyable. Even if your favorite part is finishing the task and being done with it for the day, look at that as your progress reward. Pat yourself on the back and acknowledge that you've completed another step towards your self-development and end goal. We can all be our own worst enemies, but we can all be our own greatest superheroes. All it takes is a little work. Thank you very much for listening.